is politically erect. My name is Mike Grant, and I'd like to talk about my ideal TV night. That would be shows I pitched. That makes me politically erect. My primetime lineup on my network would consist of 4 half-hour shows and then a 10 p.m. hour-long reality show drama. Beginning in the 8 o'clock hour with Out of the Army Now, a sitcom about a lonely kid who clones DNA or blood on his father's military uniform, bringing him back to life with hilarious missteps. He's a computer kid and an antiquated soldier father who smokes medical pot. It could also be a grandfather. Followed by 30 Days in the Home. This is a sitcom about a house arrest for a businessman that hates kids, that has child phobia. And I'm thinking Charlie Sheen. He's been in handcuffs over 30 times, but only arrested for a few of the crimes. Sorry, that rhymes. Followed by Dorm Lords. The Hills meet University of Michigan's East Quad. And in the last half-hour time slot, a cartoon called Alterniverse, about a parallel universe to ours, because cartoons allow so much more pain than people. What? Oh, this just in. Dorm Lords was just canceled because no one wants to see a whiny bunch of assholes. So, now the 9:30 slot is called El Jaco. El Jaco. It is about a Mexican policeman who shoots a drug dealer's sacred bird in the process of it flying away the evidence, and the community turns on him when he thought he was a hero. Followed by the 10 o'clock judging show, the conclusion long jump, or TCLJ, or eventually known as just the jump. A jury audience listens to a story about blank topic. They vote before, during, and after on the guilt of the parties. Before the reveal, the most adamant and stubborn and ignorant ones are highlighted to illustrate how wrong one's perceptions can be. The prejudgers tend to stick to their guns, even when the evidence may show that they're the only ones that think that, and the whole thing might have been a fake to start. Sort of like Punk'd meets the People's Court. But we can do it live, in the studio, with an audience setting, using a polygraph, and letting Keith Olbermann host, so he can isolate the stereotypers. And why not? At my last pitch fest, stocked with over 100 producers, agents, production houses, managers, Hollywood studios, you can strategically plan to see about 30 choice studio representatives during that 8-hour event. A typical request from one of them to read the entire script after the writer's pitch would occur 2 to 3 times out of 30 for the average guy. I got over 10 out of 30 and was amongst the most requested of the so-called new writers when I've been doing it since 1997. My comedy screenplay, Diary of a Three-Timer, captivated 30% of the broad rep pool, and there was interest in the older sex romp, my slapstick comedy, adult movie, The Movie. In porn, everyone can hear you scream. After a script repair service charged me to tell me how much it sucked. So, while I was rewriting it, medical marijuana became legal in Michigan, and I've been busy. So far, I haven't seen any of my movies ripped off yet, but I did pitch another one that was called The Wedding Ruiners at a previous pitch fest, which is about 4 brothers or friends that hook up with all the wrong women. A gold digger, a nut job, a lesbian, and one normal girl. And after some twists and turns, they all switch and wind up with the right person. But before that, they sabotage each other's weddings. to make sure it doesn't happen. And the last one I pitched that I'm also working on in addition to Wedding Ruiners is called Last Buddy. And that's a film about a guy who will do anything you want and make your fantasies come true for your last day or two on Earth, until he almost dies or someone important to him almost dies. And both of those showed interest. I wrote those movies in addition to some other ones because these are the movies I want to see. I mean, I'm 44 years old, and I want to see Madagascar 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. But I'll tell you what I don't want to see any more of is SNC, Sex and the City. The women on that are starting to look like Madagascar 10. Movies and TV have lost something, and that's why people from Michigan and Oakland County in particular have been lending a real hand. Executive producer Jerry Bruckheimer from Detroit, director Larry Kasdan, writer Mert Rich, producer Warren Zeid, who I went to Southfield Lathrop with, comedy tour executive Mike Young, also from the SL, actor Robin Williams and Taylor Lautner, now Betsy Brandt on Breaking Bad, and comedians like Harlan and other great ones. Madonna, our actress and singer, not to mention our other great singers, Eminem, Bob Seger, Kid Rock, Mike Posner, and all of Motown Records. There's a lot that Detroit has to offer, and I guess one person single-handedly decided that wasn't so. So on behalf of all those people, you can go fuck yourself, Governor Snyder, because nobody is more anti-Michigan than you. You're pure evil. At least that's my opinion. I'm Mike Grant for Politically Erect. Copyright MMXI by Artichoke Down. And if you've been listening, you know sometimes it is hard to choke.